All right, and so here's another business model, having a full-fledged daycare center. Now, your daycare center is when you're going to be caring for 19 or more children. And so in this lesson, I'm going to give you your program management layout for a child care center. Daycare centers require systems, proper business setup, staffing, management, and if you want to have profits, you want to have one location that can range from 100 to 150 plus children. This is how you're going to step into true profits in your business. Systems. Systems for your rules and regulations, systems for your office management, systems for your staff management, systems for your marketing management, systems for your curriculum management, and systems for your growth management. All of these are definitely must haves for systems that you're going to need in your childcare business. And just continue to stay along in the course, and you're going to get those beginning systems for your childcare program. The next system is to have the proper business setup. When you're operating as a daycare center, you want to operate with a corporation, because you don't want to be responsible personally for what happens as your what happens within your childcare business as a corporation. Then the next one is staffing. At this point, if you haven't started hiring people, you're at a good place. You're at a good place because you want to figure out the type of people that's going to gel with you, the type of people that are going to truly work well with your vision. So that's why we started out in our prior lessons about creating your vision statement, understanding who you are as a brand. Because when you bring on anybody else into your organization, they got to have that brand mindset. They got to have that mindset for what you do and who you are as a brand, and they have to have some of that brand within them as a personal trait. So, for instance, if you are a person that enjoys seeing the children academically strong, seeing them learn, then of course you want to bring on people who love teaching. And this isn't going to be the easiest task. It just depends on your demographics of where you are in your city and state. However, if you were a person that wanted to see children learn, then I'm sure that there are more people out there. So then your staffing model has to be attractive to those type people. Now, this is the stuff I wish I had known, because I wouldn't have made so many mistakes. And it's really hard to undo staffing mistakes once you've made them, because you get a name out there where nobody trusts your brand marketing. But you can still overcome that as well. I know I did. And then you want to have the next level, which is management. Management is so key when you are building a large child care center. And the people that you have in management have all to do with what you're able to focus in on. And so, what do you do best in your child care program? What is it that you do best that nobody else can do for you? Like, what is it that you do best? What is it that you're building your company off of? What is the brand experience that you're building your program off of? When you are clear about the brand experience that you're building your program off of, then that's what you focus in on to perfect in your organization. And then you surround yourself with others who will help support you in the areas that your brand isn't being built on. Then the next one is creating those profits in your business. When you go into a child care center and you're having the idea of doing something more, like this is just my stepping stone, this is my beginning. Well, you don't want to step out of your management role when you have 30 and 40 kids in a facility that will only hold 30 and 40 kids. You want to maintain that role, to maintain that income, to maintain that standard. Because once you start working with 30, 40 kids, it's hard for your income to go any further than 30 or 40 kids. So to keep your income coming in consistently, you want to stay into that model. Then once you bust out of that model and you're looking into working with 100 to 150 students a day, this is the model that I want for you for growth and for multiple locations. All right, so let's look at this hierarchy. This is your big business program management document. So your hierarchy comes when you're the company CEO. When you're the company CEO, you're going to have task managers who are under you, or people that you give tasks to oversee, to make sure that they are accomplishing these tasks. And so if you do not have the Jumpstart Daily Business Booster, I recommend that you get that, because inside of that, it's all the tasks that you'll need in order to operate a childcare business. So with you being the CEO, it could be you and your partner, you and your husband, or you and two business partners, you and another business partner. So that's why we have two apples for the best of the bunch tree. So you'll make sure that you have that company CEO spot recognized of who will be the CEO in your organization. Then the next step is you want an assistant director and an executive director. So those two roles are completely different. An executive director it will be yourself and or someone that carries the highest education in your organization for business management. All right. This person is definitely a business minded person, hands down. Like, they're not interested in nothing but numbers, quality insurance, making sure that things are systematically done in your organization. Most of the time they need, space to themselves, because they're not the strongest of people builders, but they definitely are business minded. And then your director is the person that you want to be people minded, people focused. People can relate to them, but yet they still have a sense of, we're still running a business, we're still managing the business. And the reason being is because you need that soft touch. You need the opposites. You need that soft touch, and then you need that person that's the business touch. And so your director can be that. Now, let's flip the coin. Say, for instance, you are the soft touch person. Then that means you have to hire someone who would operate in the executive director duties, but not necessarily in the seat. So that seat means when you walk into your business, that first person that you meet is more than likely a program administrator or the director. So you could be that first person that people meet, or in that program administrator role, and then the person that's operating with the executive director duties, they don't always have to be at the front door of your childcare business. All right. So then, to continue on with the 150 children model and to have multiple locations, you want to have someone that understands your curriculum, understands what the curriculum portion is of your business, and willing to become that curriculum specialist for your organization. Now, for those of you who are an executive director or CEO, and that's your strong point, then you will then consume that role of a curriculum specialist and a staff manager, because you'll be the person going throughout your classrooms, making sure that your classrooms are properly managed and ran according to your standards. You'll be the one teaching your team on the curriculum and making sure that they're implementing those things in the curriculum. And then you need what we call an office manager, somebody that's dealing with the billing of your organization, dealing with the money part of your organization, dealing with the forms, the files, dealing with the accuracy of documentation, making sure that staff sign in and sign out, making sure that parents sign in and sign out, making sure that there's a point of contact for customer service. So that office person is literally managing your office, making sure that everything in your office runs very well. Then the next people you need cook administrators. The reason why you need cook administrators is because you have to have people on your team that know how to keep up with numbers of the children that they feed, that can work in the class, can work in the kitchen, can keep up with inventory. And then the next one is transportation. Transportation is really huge in my area. The state has been under fire for poor transportation. So, of course, they are even more on the owners to make sure that the transportation is done right. But you need a core person that will go through and make sure that the buses are being checked for seatbelt safety. The buses are being checked for lights and proper upkeep and maintenance, that you're keeping your maintenance records on form, that your buses are being maintained with quality and cleanliness. Somebody's doing the tire check, things of that nature. So you need someone over the transportation department so that you are ensuring that your buses are taken care of. Now, for an organization with 100 to 150 kids, your after school program could run you about 50 children. So with an after school program that can run you about 50 children, you may have about 2 or 3 buses that you're pulling out every single day. So with that being the case, you definitely want to have someone that's overseeing those vehicles, because of course those vehicles have to be in tip-top shape when transporting children. And of course, like I said, you might have 2 to 3 buses, so you'll label who your drivers are. You'll set up drivers to be a part of your organization. Then on the left side, you'll set up your teachers, and of course you'll need more teachers than that, but you'll go ahead and you'll set up and identify teachers for the different age groups and the different classrooms that you need. So then when you look at this, this is your program hierarchy. This is when you come to build the best team ever. This is what you'll look at to make sure that you are building the best team ever.